her peers, and she's now working on her own production company named D-Star Productions. Today, she's starting her career as a motivational speaker. So ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Dharma Mitchell.
Hi, my name is Dharma Mitchell, and this is my speech on achieving your goals. The first way you can achieve your goal is by working hard to be good at it. Another way you can achieve your goal is seeing how other people do it. Also try making your own way. You don't know how easy it is until you try. You might think it will be the hardest thing ever, but if you would only give it a try, you'll see how easy it is. So here's what I'm trying to say to you. Yes, you can succeed. You will. I guarantee you'll be good at it. People spend all their life saying they can't do it, but what my dad used to say to me, there's no such thing as can't, and Dharma, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. And I listened to every word he said, and look at me now.
All right, all right.
When I was a little girl, I dreamed about being a model, but my brothers and sisters became a model, so I decided to make my dream a little bigger. So then I wanted to be a model and a designer. So then, when I went to one of my brothers on fashion shows, I bumped into the designer, and I told him what I wanted to be, and he decided to help me achieve my goals. Then he gave me a little pointer. And I'm 11 years old. If I'm already halfway there, you guys could do it anytime you want. Now look to your neighbor and say, neighbor.
Neighbor.
If an 11-year-old could do it.
If an 11-year-old can do it.
At least give it a try.
At least give it a try.
That's awesome.
Great job, Dharma. You motivated me.
Right.
Yeah, I can't let an 11-year-old beat me. Now, I'd like to bring up Reverend B. Jesse Smith to speak on leadership. B. Jesse Smith founded Heights of Greatness Leadership Institute, Incorporated, to inspire and motivate individuals to follow their dreams and passion in life. Jesse believes that one of the worst things anyone can do in life is to live a life of mediocrity. With the belief that each of us is born with greatness in us, Jesse seeks to bring out that greatness in individuals through his dynamic workshops on leadership, public speaking, conflict resolution, and many more relevant topics which focus on personal, professional, and spiritual development. Jesse has dedicated himself to inspiring and motivating individuals to achieve their greatness by honing their skills and talents. He is one of America's most sought-after speakers on the public circuit and has been given the unofficial title as one who can wake up the dead when he gives his lectures and seminars. Jesse has more than 15 years of public speaking and leadership experience. He's known from coast to coast, from California to New York, and he currently holds a Juris Doctorate degree in law and serves as a mediator, having received his training from Loyola Law School Dispute Resolution Program. Jesse is an ordained minister, former Palmdale City Council candidate, and a community activist at heart. He has been involved in the labor movement for more than 10 years and is the author of 2 published books. Will you please help me welcome B. Jesse Smith.
Wow, what an introduction. That's just awesome. I did all that? I am just inspired. Let me say my name is V. Jesse Smith. People often ask, well, what does the V stand for? I declare that it stands for victory because I'm victorious in everything that I do.
All right.
That's what I declare it stands for. My grandmother, on the other hand, she thought it stood for Virgion, so she called me Virgion. And when I took that name and took it to school, in elementary school, junior high school, they decided to call me Virgin and Virgeron and everything else. So suffice it to say tonight, just call me Jesse. Don't even worry about the V, all right? Give me a hand clap for that. We have a great keynote speaker, so I'm not going to take too much time, but I want to thank all of you for coming out this evening on this pluvious night. It looked like the rain is coming, but it didn't stop you. And we thought it was important to hold a meeting like this tonight because leadership, we believe, needs to be honed and developed and actually nurtured. And we think that leadership is important right now for the Antelope Valley community.
Yes.
So much negativity is going on,
Yes.
poverty arise, unemployment up. We need to establish something that the Antelope Valley residents and citizens can say, you know what, I can build, even though I may not have a job, I have the skills to create a job. Because there's a God-given power within me to give me the ability to do that. So that's what we wanted to do tonight, and we do this every 4th Saturday of the month. We have, in December, we won't be doing it in December because we're doing a Kwanzaa celebration. So please make sure that you leave us your name and information so that we can let you know when the Kwanzaa celebration is going to take place. I believe it's scheduled for December 31st, but not confirmed in terms of a place yet. I want to talk to you briefly about leadership, and that's one of the reasons that we focused on here tonight. One, I think Brother Emmett is going to come on and give a more detailed analysis of leadership, but I just wanted to focus on one, leadership is within each one of us. We have the ability to lead. And here's what I'm talking about when I say that. I don't care if you're a secretary, if you're a receptionist, if you are a shoe store boy in the shoe sign ring or working in some backroom store, you have the ability to lead. Leadership is already within you. Dr. John Maxwell talks about in his book, 360-degree leadership, that you can lead from 3 different ways, from the top, from the bottom, from the middle, from the side. And when you look at that and you put it on, it's 360 degrees, that no matter where you are, you in fact have the ability to exert leadership. Here's what I'm talking about. Whenever I'm involved in a meeting or wherever I have to go to a meeting, the first person I talk to is not the president of the corporation, not the CEO, not the director of the program. The first person I talk to is the receptionist or the secretary. Right. They're the leaders if you really understand what leadership really is all about. You can't get to the president or to the corporation director if you first don't talk to the receptionist. And if you don't develop a relationship with them, you really won't get through. But the question is, do they recognize that they're a leader?
That's right.
They look at themselves as just being a receptionist. They look at themselves as just being a person who's just answering for no. You have leadership within you. So what is leadership and how do we define it? I'm going to go just a little quick today because I want to get Emmett on so that you guys really hear what's going on. But leadership, we defined it as, and I just want to bring it up so that you'll be able to see it. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because they want to do it. Think about that. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done, but because they want to do it. Who said that? Your 34th president, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, defined leadership as that, and most people who understand leadership understand that. That when you're a leader, you're really encouraging people to do things that they really want to do. They just don't know they want to do it. Are leaders born or are they made? That was the question that Luciano asked. I have a quick answer to that, and that pretty much is they are born, but they're also made. Born. Each one of us, born from a speck of sperm. Born from a speck of sperm. A seed. Emitted from our father, 100 billion sperm cells. Emitted to reach the egg of our mother to give life and birth. Right? We went through 100 billion sperm cells to reach that egg. Look, you were traveling with 100 billion other folks trying to get to the egg. And out of 100 billion other folks, you made it, but they didn't. Are you a leader? Yeah. You're a born leader, right? Come on, get your hands up for that. Work hard on that one. You in fact are a born leader. You made it out. Unfortunately, all the rest of them died. Now, a leader's made. We really go by this understanding that leaders actually, what they're doing is that they're exercising their natural ability, their God-given ability. Each one of us have the ability to lead, but we haven't tapped into it as of yet. So it has to be nurtured, it has to be honed, it has to be developed. I believe it was John Maxwell who said that each one of us is like a seed trapped in a tree. And if you really think about that, that's really us. We're a seed trapped in it. As a seed is placed into the earth, it ultimately has to grow into this powerful, strong tree. And it won't grow unless what? It's nurtured, it's honed, it's developed, and also if it's put in proper soil. So you have to be put in a proper environment. So when you're a leader, you got to watch who you're hanging around with. Right. If you got leaders and people around you telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that, why are you even trying to focus on that? You don't want to be with them.
Run for your life.
Run for your life, absolutely. That's the worst thing, that's the worst atmosphere and environment you want to be in. So run like you ain't never ran before. I want to talk to you briefly about the ABCDs of leadership. One, a leader has to have a vision. You've got to be a visionary. The scripture says a people without a vision does what? Perish. Right? If you don't have a vision, you don't know where you're going. And I want you to think of your vision. Most of us, when we think of leaders, we're thinking about Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. But look, I want you to think about you as a leader. Where's your vision? And is your vision connected with your God-given purpose in life? And look, each one of us has a purpose. You didn't come on earth just to be here. You're not a speck of dust. What is dust? You just move it from one place to another. When I ask young brothers in the street, what you doing today? Nothing. Where you going? Just chilling. And then when the police come, they move you off the corner. Like dust is moved off of a desk. Moved from one place to the next. No, dust was once connected to something. And just like man came from the dust, we have to reconnect ourselves back to God. We got to get back what our purpose is. B, biology of belief. A leader has got to have a biology of belief. This is a new concept that has ultimately come out. There's a great book on it written by Dr. Bruce Lipton. And he says the biology of belief is how you see life is how your body responds to life. How you see life is how your body responds to life. We have 50 trillion cells in our body. And it is these cells that focus on our intelligence, our thoughts, our beliefs, our attitude, and it energizes the cells within us. It's that biology of belief, that belief of that either you believe in yourself or you don't. Either you believe in your vision or you don't. Either you believe it or you're going to allow somebody else to run away and take it from you. The biology of belief really is the single most important way to influence them because it's through the energy of our beliefs that we really accomplish our goals. Character. One of the powerful things about character as a leader, you got to have an impeccable character. Right. If you want people to really follow you or believe in your leadership, your character has got to be impeccable. What do I mean by that? Your reputation precedes you. Before I even get a chance to meet you, I'm going to hear about you. And I'm either going to hear, one, you show up when we have meetings, you show up on time. I'm either going to hear you have a strong value system. I'm either going to hear there's something about it that when he walks in a room, there's something about him that just wakes him up, you know? There's a reputation. Your reputation is going to precede you. What is your character like? When you have meetings, do you cancel those meetings? When you have to go to a speaking engagement, do you get up there and just freeze? Because let me tell you, your reputation will run quick if people really want to know where you're going. Leadership is a potent combination of strategy and character. But if you must be without one, be without strategy. That's what General H. Norman Schwarzenegger, I can't even pronounce his last name, but he was general in the Army with Desert Storm. But he said if you're going to have anything, forget strategy. Your character has got to be intact. Your character has got to be impeccable because that determines your leadership. Finally, determination. Never give up. As a leader, you have got to be determined, regardless of what anybody else says. I'm going to do this regardless of what you say. I had a vision. I wanted to be a motivational speaker. I wanted to get out and motivate people, inspire people. I just couldn't get speaking engagements. I couldn't get people to ask me to come to the event. So what did I do? I created an event of my own, and that's why you're here tonight. All right. Determination. I was fired up and I was ready to go. Be determined, even if you are by yourself. You got to be determined that you're going to make this happen. And when other people doubt you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because you believe in yourself. David said he had to encourage himself. That's right. He had to encourage him. You know, that's hard when you're a leader. And let me just let you know, when you're a leader, you're going to have to encourage yourself a whole lot. Oh, yeah. You're going to have to encourage yourself a whole lot. From the church, come on and talk to me. Amen. From the corporation to the nonprofit organization, even to community leadership. Because you might be doing the right thing and people will throw stones at you.
Tell it, brother, preach.
You'll be thinking you're doing the righteous cause and people will still hit you. That's right. Man, stop preaching here. You know, influence. One of the great things of leadership is that you have influence. Now I want to talk briefly about influence. There's negative influence and there's positive influence. Hitler was a great leader, but he did what? He had negative influence, right? That's why when people said that, when Farrakhan said Hitler was a wickedly great man and people didn't understand what he was saying, that's what he was saying. He was wickedly great because he influenced people to do negative things, right? When you have influence, you have the ability to inspire others. You have influence. That's an effective leader who can inspire others with confidence in him or her. That's what you would call an effective leader. But here's how I would define a great leader. A great leader is a leader who inspires others with confidence in themselves. If I'm a leader at all, I have the ability to inspire leadership in you. And so what I'm doing is not only